to the Madawan-Aberdeen Regional School District's regular action meeting on December 21st, 2023. Time is now 6:31 p.m. The New Jersey open meeting law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies of which any business affecting their interest is discussed or agreed upon. In accordance with the provision of this act, the Madawan-Aberdeen Regional School District Board of Education advertised this meeting on June 20th, 2023 in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger. This notice was sent to the municipal clerks of the Borough of Madawan and the Township of Aberdeen and the Madawan-Aberdeen Public Library. The notice was also placed on the district's website. Welcome everyone, and beautiful job to all the students. Ms. Miles? Here. Ms. Kirchner? Mr. Montel?
Here.
Ms. Powell? Here. Ms. Scott? Here. Ms. Burrow? Ms. Warnick? Yes. Ms. Martinez? Here. Ms. Spillier? Here. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Bombardier for the Lloyd Elementary School's highlights and recognition.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lloyd Elementary School. Tonight we're going to be presenting some highlights from our school, and also we will get to hear some holiday music from our talented students that we have here tonight, both from our band and our vocal students. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to start off with a selection from our vocal students with Mr. Sam Levine, our music teacher, and then Ms. Suzanne Hughes, our instrumental band teacher. I will go through the PowerPoint, and then we'll close after the PowerPoint with two more numbers from our vocal students and our band students. So at this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Levine. Great job, and thank you. And we'll have one more number at the end of the presentation. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Hughes for a number from our instrument. to our Board of Education members, Superintendent Mrs. Perez, our central office administration, our parents and guardians that are here tonight, our students, our incredibly talented students, as well as our teachers. Welcome to Lloyd Road Elementary School. It does take a village to run a school, and we are very fortunate to have many members that make this happen. Our Board of Ed, our superintendent and central office, our operations and maintenance, our teachers and our specialists, our instructional support staff, our front office secretarial staff, our custodial staff, cafeteria and lunch aides, our PTO, parents, and community members. And you're going to hear tonight about some of the highlights here at Lloyd Road that take the support and involvement of each of these individuals. Mrs. Olson and I, Mrs. Olson, the assistant principal here at Lloyd Road, we had the opportunity to be chefs for a day and really learn what it takes to be back there in the kitchen serving out breakfast and lunch for 530 students, and it's not an easy task. So it was a fun opportunity for us to really get an understanding of what goes on behind the scenes to give every student a hot meal for breakfast and lunch. So we had a fun time doing that as well. So a little bit about Lloyd Road. We have 531 students, and then a breakdown of the demographics. We have 19% special education, 8% English learners, and then a breakdown of our demographics by race and ethnicity, as you can see here. We're also very fortunate to have a very culturally diverse student population. You can see there the list of home languages that our students have, and work with our ESL teacher, Miss Leslie, in many cases if they're coming here and they are part of our ESL program, but we're very fortunate to have such a rich, diverse student population. That's really what makes this school such a special place. Our vision and mission statement, you can see here, our vision is that all students will become lifelong learners and become contributing members of society who are able to achieve success. And our goal is to prepare them for that here at Lloyd Road and prepare them for the middle school and high school. And of course, our mission as a district is to foster a safe and equitable learning environment that celebrates our diverse learners. And also prioritizes, as you feel here tonight, the social and emotional development and the academic development of our students. For the 23-24 school year, Lloyd Road Elementary School is focusing on the following professional development goals. As you can see up there, our literacy program, which is My View, and our Ready Math implementation. Both are within the first 3 to 5 years of implementation. Social emotional learning and restorative practices. Tier 1 supports for all learners, and Tier 1 supports are what we can do within the classroom. So our goal is to provide as much support in the classroom as possible, and to provide our teachers with the tools and knowledge that they're able to address students and meet students where they're at. In some cases, we have students that need to be pulled out for specialized program, but our goal is to equip all teachers so they can be best prepared in the Tier 1 classroom. So when you hear Tier 1, it's within that homeroom class. And then the implementation of Genesis, which is our student information system. And then all of this has a common thread, which is really focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusivity, and you'll hear a little bit about our work in just a few slides. So the strategic planning goals for the district, which is a common thread that we have across schools, is to provide opportunities to explore their and develop their personal passions, increase the achievement of all students through access to rigorous coursework, develop and refine programs that meet the needs of all students, develop and refine and implement professional development, as well as SEL, mental health wellness, and practices that foster DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusivity. So I'm going to quickly review some of the work that we're doing here at Lloyd Road to accomplish these goals. This year we established a Lloyd Road Cafe led by students in our MD and autism classes that provide students with the opportunity to learn essential life skills, including planning, shopping, finance, order preparation. On Friday mornings, the students have the opportunity to come deliver hot chocolate, tea, coffee to the teachers, as well as cookies and muffins. So it's giving them great life experiences as well as supporting their school community. We have diverse after-school clubs that students can select different options, including soccer, academic club, board games, chess club, peer buddies. We have a student council with homeroom representatives from each homeroom. And we are planning the implementation of an esports club that you'll hear more about in just a few moments. So this was a picture of our students from our Lloyd Road Cafe. We had our grand opening on December 15th. and our staff have the opportunity to have muffins, coffee, tea, and it's delivered to them, and the students enjoy making those deliveries to the classrooms and the office. So we are looking to create new opportunities. So one of the things I'm going to talk briefly about tonight is esports. We do not currently have an esports program, but as we look to the future, we're always looking to figure out how we can provide students with new and innovative coursework, and that's one of the goals as part of our strategic plan. And esports benefits students in many ways. I'm going to highlight a few of those, including emotional self-regulation, the development of SEL. It builds a sense of community among students and their peers. It builds grit, resilience, sportsmanship, and how to be part of a team. So what is esports? It's short for electronic sports. It's an organized competitive video gaming. Video gamers compete with other online gamers in competitions, leagues, and tournaments. At certain levels, such as here at Lloyd Road, potentially could be run as an after-school club. And then as they go up to the middle school, if you're aware, they have an incredible esports lab at the middle school and the high school, which is now recognized as a formal athletic sport. So our goal here in Lloyd Road is to really prepare students, give them a flavor of what opportunities they have at the middle school and high school, so they can go to the middle school and high school knowing what interests them, what passions they have, and what potential options they would want to take advantage of. Skilled gamers can earn lots of money. They have teams and worldwide tournaments, and online gaming has been around for a long time, but now it's really starting to become organized and quickly becoming recognized as a professional sport, similar to NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and such. So esports at the elementary level, what that would look like with running at an after-school club. Our clubs run typically 2 times per week. Inclusion and competition are mutually exclusive. So really giving all students the opportunity to participate, learn about gaming if they're interested, giving them those skills and those tools should they want to pursue that when they get to the middle school. There's no ranking system, no scorekeeping. Teams set goals for themselves. The only player student really is competing against is themselves, learning how to really, once again, build those skills of resilience, teamwork, and working together in a competitive format, but not with any high stakes attached. So it's a good opportunity for our students. So the games that students would be included would be Smash Brothers. There doesn't need to be any experience. These games would be able to racing game, Mario Kart, and Rocket League. And parent permission would be granted for each of these programs. You can see some of them are at no cost or very little cost as well. And they are rated E for everyone. So at this level, esports games would be appropriate for all students at the 4th and 5th grade level. So that's a little bit about esports and a little bit about looking ahead to the future. I'm going to quickly review some of the goals that we set forth that I announced in the beginning of what we're doing. So we're engaging all students in activities that promote self-reflection, goal setting, and interest inventories. We use learning style modality surveys, redesign the G&T and enrichment to increase access and inclusion in the arts, and we have art and music enrichment up and running. We have varied after-school opportunities, the development and potential development of esports, chorus and band opportunities, and then, as I said, our lunchtime and art and music enrichment. And we have various clubs, as I noted here, so numerous opportunities for students to be engaged. Students typically meet 1 time per month per grade level. Some of the clubs are combined together and meet twice per month. Instrumental music lessons, grade 4 students take lessons, our grade 5 students perform in the spring concert, and then instrument demonstrations in September begin for all 4th grade students. So once again, it's about exposure, giving students the opportunity to try a new instrument, figure out what works for them. If it doesn't work, maybe it's not for them, but if it's something of interest, then they can pursue that as they move up. Our clubs and extracurriculars, as I mentioned earlier, we have a vast array, so we're very fortunate, including homework support program that runs 4 days a week after school, that's open for any student, and they have an opportunity to complete their homework with the guidance of the teacher, and that also is part of our after school. We don't call it a club, it's part of our after school program. You can see here, this is some of the students in After School Art Club. They were creating dream catchers, so we have some fun activities for our students. Goal 2 is increasing student achievement. So what we're doing here at Lloyd Road, we've increased proficiency from 22 to 23 on both the iReady and the NJSLA. We have an iReady personalized pathway for every student. Our goal is that every student's on their pathway for 40 minutes for math and 40 minutes for reading each week. We've worked with staff to review and analyze the NJSLA evidence statements. So our staff came together. They looked at the standards from the state assessment. They looked at where we were performing. We are above the state in all areas. But we look at where are those areas that we are just on the cusp of the state average, and those are areas that we want to focus on. So we identified what standards we want to focus on. We identified where in the curriculum those standards are taught, and then we make sure that we are teaching those standards in alignment with the way they're assessed on the state assessment. We have content department meetings. We review iReady data and pathway data, and we review iReady growth and make sure that students are getting onto that pathway, once again, for 40 minutes per week, and then meeting and passing those lessons with an 80% pass rate. Goal 2, we also had teacher representatives update our curriculum and pacing guides to ensure all of the critical content, or what they call major content, is covered prior to the state test. The utilization of iReady, Ready Math, and MyView to ensure rich and diverse content at all levels. The iReady pathway that we spoke about. The utilization of Studies Weekly and Studies Weekly Wellbeing, which is what we use for our social studies as well as our counseling lessons. And this year we are implementing the Scripps Spelling Bee. So we are fortunate to partner with Scripps to bring the Scripps Spelling Bee to Lloyd Road. So classrooms have been working on individual class bees, and then information will be going out in the new year about our school-wide spelling bee. So that's a new opportunity for our students should they be interested in participating. Goal 3, programs and support. Some of the things that we're doing here is professional development. So we work on professional development for some of our teaching staff, particularly Horton Gillingham, which is 2 of our ELA interventionists, and our MD teacher have been trained, focused on students who need assistance with phonemic awareness and phonics support. So it's a systematic program that provides support. Teachers are trained in these programs and then work with students in small groups. We have an MTSS, which is our multi-tiered system of supports. So tier 1 is what happens in the classroom. Tier 2 is when a teacher pushes into a classroom for additional support. And then tier 3 is when students need to be, in some cases, pulled out and they work in a smaller setting for skills and standards that they need to work on. We have quarterly data analysis progress review meetings. We look at how students are progressing. We identify students who may be needing to exit, so they have met the mastery goal that we have set for them and they can exit. We also identify students who may need additional support, and we do those after each marking period. And we also have an INRS, or an intervention and referral services team. When students experience academic or behavioral difficulties, it's an interdisciplinary team. Teachers, specialists come together to develop action plans to support students in the classroom. Goal 4, professional development. We have embedded PD through our monthly faculty meetings as well as department meetings. We have coaching by our program specialists. We have done a number of PD this year, a number of professional development workshops this year. We had Nurtured Heart, which really focused on social emotional learning, really leading with kindness and caring at the heart of what we do. We had training for our counselors and our child study team members on mental health first aid, handle with care training, Horton Gillingham, as I just explained in the previous slide, and that's for phonics. And then we have a program visualizing and verbalizing for students that experience difficulty with reading comprehension, informational text, so that program would be implemented for students who need additional support. We have our student services referral testing and identification process. In November, all teachers receive PD on what that process looks like, so teachers know what the process is, what documentation is needed in order to make a referral if the student does need support. We did a presentation on all you need to know about related services that includes OT, occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. In my newsletters and updates, you'll see there are newsletters that are going to be coming out monthly. Last month, we shared out the OT, speech, PT, and our Counseling Corner newsletter. So that should provide you with information on how you can support your child at home with some strategies related to those areas. We did professional development on student coping and related services, and then looking ahead, in January, we'll be doing PD on student coping and de-escalation strategies. Sheltered English instruction to support our English learners. As you saw in the beginning slide, we have a diverse student population, so it's important that all of our teachers have the tools and the knowledge to work with students if they are coming to this country for the first time, do not speak English as their first language, and it's really best practices across all students. Using visual aids in instruction, how to incorporate kinesthetic activities, how to appeal to students that are visual learners, tactile learners. So it's really best practice, although designed for ELs, best practice across the board. supporting students with fostering positive peer-to-peer relationships, organizational skills, and time management. That will be additional PD. And we are using CASEL's framework for school-wide SEL implementation that really looks at a restorative approach, how to run restorative circles, and how to run restorative approaches, which means addressing any harm, meeting with students, and focusing on how we can build positive relationships, and in some cases, repair relationships when needed. And this is just a little snapshot of SEL's guide. This PowerPoint will be shared with Mrs. Perez and the board and will be posted as well. So goal 5, SEL, mental health, wellness, and climate. We've established, and this is a requirement, each school has this, a school climate safety and diversity team. We meet monthly to focus on ways that we can enhance our school climate. We have revised our code of conduct to incorporate restorative approaches, including the implementation of circles, reflection forms, and counselor-led conflict resolution sessions. And this is a key piece of what we do here at Lloyd Road. These are our monthly character education themes. So it's all about what we can do to build students that are kind, that are responsible, respectful, that understand what a growth mindset is, that are compassionate, that have integrity. We build trust, safety, work ethic, friendship, and leadership. And each month we identify students that are recognized by both staff as well as their teachers that exhibit these, and we have students of the month that are recognized for demonstrating each of these characteristics. Our counselors push into the classrooms. They do lessons in all of our classrooms, and the lessons that they do in the classroom focus on each of these character traits each month. So SEL, mental health, wellness, what we're doing, we've implemented morning meetings, which has been going on for some time. We formalized that and developed over the summer. Our counselors, we are very fortunate to have 3 full-time counselors here at Lloyd Road Elementary School. They work together over the summer to develop a morning meeting calendar where teachers have activities and videos specific to these areas that they can use for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning to work with students. It's an informal opportunity just to reset the day, make expectations for what they're going to be learning. It really gives teachers an opportunity to get a pulse on the students, figure out where they are that day emotionally and ready for academics. We've developed an area in our library as an SEL reset area. Counselors meet with students in there for sessions as well. We have station activities in there as well where students can go and do puzzles and games when needed if they just need to reset. We've established a therapy dog program to support students and staff with mental health, wellness, and promote the development of our character education traits. So I'm sure you probably heard from our students. We have our 4-legged friends coming to visit our school, Phoebe and Zoe and Pebbles, and we have a number of dogs that are visiting our school each day, from Shih Tzus to Labradors to Golden Doodles, and they just bring a smile. Students have an opportunity to work with those dogs, doing nap backs, practice reading, so it's a great opportunity for our students, and there's many benefits that have been shown for working with animals. So really a great program that we're very happy. There's some pictures of our students working with some of our therapy dogs as well. There's some additional photos. There's Zara, one of our Labradors. That was one of our, it's not a Bernese mountain dog, one of the biggest dogs, but a gentle giant. The students really enjoyed that. And there you can see what a black lab it also came to visit. So great opportunities for our students that we're very fortunate to have here at Lloyd Road. So continuing on, monthly character education theme. We have, as I said, small group and individual counseling, lunch bunch groups, counselor and student cafeteria connection. So our counselors are here in the cafeteria throughout each lunch period. Our library is right next door, so we have an opportunity as needed to work with students in that library right across from the cafeteria. Morning announcements with the principal, student-led character education quotes, which will be starting in January, and we do our student and staff birthday recognitions. We announce those each morning. And then we have positive behavior and character recognition programs. We have a Caught Being Kind system where students can be caught being kind. All of our teachers, staff members, custodial staff have tickets. If a student is holding the door for someone, they could get a kindness ticket, helping a peer in class. It's really a random act of kindness, and that we want to promote that it's really caught being good. It's really, you build character when you do the right thing when no one's looking, and that's really what it's about, but recognizing those students as well. They go into a jar in the main office on Friday afternoons. We do a drum roll, and we pull out names from that, and we have some large boxes and treasures of different prizes for our students that get kindness tickets. So, and I know many of our students here have gotten those kindness tickets. We have good news postcards that are mailed home, as well as our Student of the Month program. And then in addition, we have started this year our Counselor Caught Me Being program. So, and it could be, you'll see here, Counselor Caught Me Being Helpful, Counselor Caught Me Being Brave, Counselor Caught Me Being Dedicated. So once again, how we can promote those character education traits in different ways. And we have a very talented art teacher here, Mrs. Gurney. You'll see some of the artwork displayed out there on your way out if you wanted to take a moment and look. She did caricatures of our students, which was really incredible. She actually worked at Great Adventure and did caricatures for the people going to Great Adventure, so we're fortunate to have her using that talent here at Lloyd Road. And then here are some of our Caught Being Kind ticket winners for September and October. And here are some of our Student of the Month. I believe this was September and October. And also we have them on our bulletin boards as well. We had our Aberdeen Fire Safety Student Program, which was a great opportunity. The fire company came out and they gave students a tour of the fire trucks, explained about fire safety, explained the importance of what to do if there is a fire in their home, as well as explained the different uniforms and fire protection gear that the firefighters wear. So you can see there we had a beautiful day for an outside demonstration. The students really enjoyed it and learned a lot about fire safety, which is really important. We have Wear It With Pride Wednesdays. This was also shared out in a recent newsletter, which our staff are wearing college or career trade wear to promote conversations about college or career. And also we have now moved it out to students. So our first Wednesday of each month, students can wear their spirit wear and show their school spirit. So that is our Wear It With Pride Wednesdays. We have also implemented this year staff shout-outs. So just like our students can be caught being kind, our staff can be caught being kind in a number of ways. Anonymously, they can submit something for another staff member at the main office. When we do our tickets on Friday, we call out staff members. They get a special token that Mrs. Olson created where they may get to wear jeans on a day, something special to recognize them as well, since we don't have a jar of treats for them. But wearing jeans for a day goes a long way. So things like that really go a long way to build a culture and climate in a positive way. School beautification projects that we have here. Mrs. Gurney was also decorating our windows, so we had fall-themed windows. We are now all decked out for the holidays. So you'll see in our front office all of our holiday window decorations, and then that will move into snowmen and winter. We will get some snow this year, who knows? But you'll see those windows change throughout the year. So just making our school as bright and beautiful as possible. You might have seen this mural. Once again, a Helen Keller quote, "Together we can do so much." That's near our nurse's office in the front. So just other ways that we are promoting our school culture and climate and school beautification. We had a lot of fun on Halloween here at Lloyd Road. We had a Halloween parade. We had very interesting costumes. Students had a fun time doing the parade around the school. And our staff also had a great time. We were rocking out, so Lloyd Road rocks. A lot of us were rock stars, so we did a group picture there in the morning. Mrs. Hughes is over here, one of our traffic cones for Halloween, along with Mrs. Karnofsky, our Spanish teacher, Mrs. Olson, myself, and the staff after morning bus duty. We all enjoyed rocking it out for Halloween as well. So we'll change the theme up each year, but it was a fun time. And then Goal 6, DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusivity. We have a DEI team here at the school. We meet monthly. We are working with Dr. Rawls, our district director for DEI. We have developed a SMART goal for our school that will be finalized in January. And we participate in the Central Jersey Consortium for Excellence in Equity in Education. Technology, this year, all teaching staff received a new Chromebook in the beginning of the year. All of our 5th graders got a brand new Chromebook this year. 4th graders are maintaining their existing Chromebook, which is about a year old. We have an online Google Forms for any teachers that need tech support. We have the school technology lead, which is our computer teacher, Mr. Lehman. Utilization of Google Classroom to support instruction and to support, once again, hybrid learning, to support students being able to access content and do their work virtually at home for homework assignments as well as projects. And Google Classroom is a great resource for that. And parent involvement, we have Parent Education Night, so we had a night in November from preferred behavioral health with a focus on relationships and social skills, mental health and coping strategies, online safety, organization and time management. We have a family night coming in April, which will have reading and math stations, STEM stations, and weekly and bi-weekly parent updates. And our PTO, we are very fortunate. We have an amazingly supportive, dedicated, dynamic PTO. We have a fundraising goal this year of $20,000 to support a shade structure for our playground. The playground, as you leave our school, just before you get onto that side street, the new playground that was put in there, our goal is to put a shade structure in there so students can enjoy that in different types of weather on hot days, when the students really it's too hot to be out there. Tables and picnic tables for our garden area with umbrellas so we can maximize some outdoor learning opportunities. So they've been incredibly supportive in raising money, all to support our students and our school. Fall Harvest Festival, birthday grams, candy cane grams. We had a court jester dine-in night. All of that money went to our shade structure, holiday shop, school store, tie-dye sales, the winter chill, and coming up next month is our pancake breakfast and craft fair, which will be right here in the cafeteria. We had our PTO pizza bingo night, which was a lot of fun as well. So our students got to play bingo with their families, or we used Fruit Loops and bingo boards, and we had crafts, pizza, soda. It was a fun night for students to come together with their families right here in the cafeteria. We have done our PTO Fall Harvest. We had a number of cars all decked out for Halloween, for our trunk or treat. So the students got to come and enjoy in their costumes, go to each of the different trunks to see the incredible decorations, and then we had activities for the students to do as well. Pumpkin patch, face painting, you name it, there were activities for students there. Most recently, we had our PTO Winter Chill, which was a great night. We had students in here having hot chocolate and cocoa. We had games set up. They were able to decorate ornaments. They were able to have face painting, eat some holiday treats, as well as do games in the gym. So it was a really fun night, and we know our students really enjoyed it. That's what it's about. When you see pictures like this of the smiling faces, you remember why you're doing this and what it's all about. And we have, as I said, some artwork on display out there, so I encourage you to look at that on your way out as well. Here are some samples. We wish you lots of holiday cheer and good fortune in the new year. And if you notice, Mr. Levine was recently on Wheel of Fortune, and this is him on Wheel of Fortune, so we look forward to that. We're lucky to put a trip to someplace in Lua, so he's still with us.
We're still waiting on the car.
Still waiting on the car. You're going to have to pull out front and honk the horn so we can all look out the window when you get that. All right. So at this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Levine for our second vocal, and then I'll turn it over to Ms. Hughes, who will close out our presentation with some holiday cheer. right, now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Hughes and our instrumental band for a final. Great job. How about another round of applause for all of our students performing here tonight? Thank you so much. And thank you all. I hope everyone has a happy holiday season and a happy, healthy new year. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
Going to move on to our student representative.
As well as we build this year and holiday activities carried out for the children. During the holiday season, students and staff are working on a variety of lessons that help everyone better understand the various holidays celebrated by people around the world, as well as right here at home in our own classes. The sharing of family holiday customs was enjoyed by many. Strathmore would also like to congratulate Ms. Combs for her book, What Do You Do Out in Heaven, getting published. Her book is currently available through Barnes & Noble. Bringing Drive is full of holiday cheer and joy, while wrapping up their December theme and hosting their kickoff assembly for staff versus the Marble Wizard game, which will be held at the high school gym on January 31st. Tickets are now available on Ravine Drive PTO website. Ravine's preschool playground opened this month. Students and their siblings have been enjoying the new equipment before school, during Rose Motor Time, during recess, and after school. Feel free to stop by on a sunny afternoon and enjoy the playground too. Ravine would like to wish all of our members of the Matawan Avenue community a relaxing and peaceful end to 2023, and looks forward to reporting events out in January after the break. Lloyd Road held their winter show this week, sponsored by the PTO. It was a great night for students, including hot chocolate, winter craft activities, candy-inspired games, and station activities in the gym, where students enjoyed cornhole, ring toss, basketball, and more. It was a great night for all those here. They'd like to especially thank the PTO. Floating Road students and staff are enjoying Holiday Spirit Week this week, with fun activities and booths that include holiday song, sweater day, comfy and cozy PJ day, and wearing your favorite holiday colors to spread some cheer. Lloyd Road is also excited to share that in conjunction with the PTO, the Tie-Dye Spirit Week has been on sale, with all proceeds going to a school beautification project. We look forward to working together to enhance the tie-dye and culture with inspirational posters, signs, and decorations to enhance the appearance of our school. Lloyd Road is gearing up for the Valentine's Pancake Breakfast and Craft Fair, which will take place on January 20th from 9 to 11:30 a.m. The NAM Student Faculty Basketball game was a great success. Players for the student and staff teams had fun, and we collected a record number of points for Toys for Tots. Thanks to the NAM's community for their support and generosity. NAM's art student visited our central office to paint rich murals on the Community Day. They also just finished painting the office windows at noon with beautiful winter wildlife scenes for all our students and staff to enjoy. Thank you, Mr. Stevens and Ms. Junker, for helping lead this fun project. NAM's winter concerts were a success. Our band students and choir students did a fantastic job in their performances. Mr. Wells and Ms. Ryder were awesome in leading their students, and we can't wait to hear the students' performance right. This brings me to the end of my report. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for the thorough update. So we are now going to go into our first executive session. Be it resolved that a closed session be convened for the purpose of discussing privacy, personnel, and attorney-client matters. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the meeting confidentiality subsides. Although the board cannot guarantee the length of the executive session, just 30 minutes, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and proceed with business action will take place. Can I get a motion and a second to enter exec? Second. All in favor?
Can I get a motion and a second to return to public session? All motion. I'll second. So can I get a motion and a second to approve the minutes for the Committee of the Whole meeting, November 16, 2023, executive session meeting minutes, November 16, 2023, regular action meeting minutes, November 30th, 2023, executive session minutes 1 and 2, November 30th, 2023. All motion. I'll second. All in favor? Sorry, roll call.
Ms. Biles?
Minutes. Minutes? Yes.
Mr. Montel? Yes. Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. Scott? Ms. Markey? Yes. Ms. Martinez?
Yeah.
Mrs. Foley?
Yes. Okay, for the board president's report is actually kind of brief tonight. So just wanted to thank everyone who came out to support our students over the past few weeks. There were a lot of winter band, chorus concerts, and a variety of other holiday activities like winter chills and things. Also wanted to thank all the community members who came out to support the Matawan Aberdeen Educational Foundation fundraiser. It was a great night. Mr. Crowder and the high school jazz band did an amazing job, and it was a lot of fun. I think we all had a lot of fun there. Congratulations to all the staff members that were named as Educator and Educational Support Specialist of the Year. We want to thank you for all that you do for our students and our staff in the district. Reminder, tomorrow is an early dismissal for students and staff. On behalf of the board, want to wish everyone a wonderful holiday season, Happy New Year. Enjoy the time with your friends and family, and we look forward to seeing everyone in 2024. Our next meeting will be our reorganization meeting on January 4th, and our next regular action meeting will take place on January 18th. So from there, curriculum and instruction. Mr. Lehman.
Thank you. Good evening. Under curriculum and instruction, we're asking the board to take action and approve items A and B. Since we didn't have a committee of the whole, I'm going to put out a couple of things for the board. Under items number 2 and 3, we just want to support our student athletes for baseball and wrestling as they go to their respective trainings and tournaments. In this case, I'd like to read a change to the minutes under A, travel. Staff member Christina Sa, last name S.A. The date for travel is listed as March 12th. It should be March 12th through the 15th. That concludes curriculum and instruction.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda? All motion. Second. Great. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, then we're going to move to student services. Mr. Levin.
We are asking the board to take action and approve items 1 through 8 listed on page 1 and 2. And I'd like to point out to the board, this is found on page 202. If you take a look at item number 4 and item number 5, this is for the curriculum-based instruction trips to CBI. So we want to thank those community partners who will be hosting our students as they have done throughout the year. That concludes student services.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
Motion.
I'll second. Great. Any questions or comments from the board? Nope. Okay. I do want to say that I love the mini course therapy. It's very cool. Loved it. Okay, moving on to personnel. Dr. Micah.
Good evening, everyone. I think Mr. Baruch will be riding one of those horses as well. So we'll see.
Okay.
Good evening.
You got a saddle?
I figured I'd bring a little levity. Wishing everyone a happy holiday and a great break. We are going to start with action items the superintendent is recommending listed on the walk-in item that I brought to the board's attention. And I would also ask the board for board approval for items listed under A, D1 through 11, and D1 through 11. And I would like to bring the board's attention to the Rutgers University grants Just to give you guys a little bit of background on that, excuse me, I'm going to be reading from my notes. The Rutgers Lead Comprehensive School Mental Health Team offers training and technical assistance to support the development, enhancement, and sustainability of comprehensive school mental health systems in schools, districts, and state educational agencies. The goal is to bridge the gap between theory and practice by partnering with schools to support the whole child with academic success and social emotional well-being. The New Jersey Enhancing School Mental Health Services Project is statewide trainings to enhance the knowledge and skills of New Jersey educators to deliver evidence-based and culturally and linguistically responsive mental health programming for students. And we're really excited to receive this grant and can't wait to get the ball rolling. And this concludes my report. Thank you.
Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
I'll motion. A second.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I have a question.
Yep.
Under the walk-in item, the Assistant Manager of Information Systems and Technology, I just was curious about the duties and responsibilities of that position in terms of, specifically in terms of website maintenance, and I want to see if that's something that could be addressed with that, either that position or in some other way.
I'll let Ms. Case speak to that.
Either with this person or in some other way, I would like to address just website maintenance and updating and archiving and.
Yes, so with the website, we have bids moved from Blackboard and taken over by Final Site. So Final Site is still determining what they can take on from Blackboard and what they're going to take on themselves, and have us requested to change the website. So we're just waiting for the company to let us know the details, and then we'll have to decide from there whether we want to stay with them or move to another provider. And then we'll be able to rectify the other issues at hand.
So Blackboard, so Final Site basically, Blackboard turned into Final Site.
Correct.
So, and we had originally retained Blackboard.
We always.
Okay, so now it's like kind of like a new contract, and we have to figure out where everything stands.
Well, Final Site had to absorb Blackboard's contracts. However, now there's programmatic changes that they want to make, and until they determine what's going to say for Blackboard, what's going to say for Final Site.
Within the actual operating system of the website platform.
Yes.
Okay.
They call it fees. So
Okay.
you're going to have to decide what Blackboard fees they're staying with and what Final Site fees. So we did ask the rep to work with us, and it's definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? I have, if not. Okay, so related, they're both related to the district calendar for 24-25. So the public knows that's up for approval tonight. And I know I sent this question in, but just want to confirm, if we don't use our snow days next year, and we remove the days at the end of the year, the graduation day will also move up potentially. So that was one question. The second is more a statement related to the 24-25 calendar. There was, we want to really thank the Cultural Awareness Committee, because there was a lot of work that went into developing essentially like a one-pager document, like a very concise document that's user-friendly, that I think can be a great tool that can be used to educate our school community, not just the staff, but staff, coaches, students, in terms of the various holidays that are celebrated within our school community, and help us as we plan ahead, just so the community knows the intention behind developing it was to ensure that we're fair for all students in our district, and make sure that they all feel like they are able to observe the religious holidays without being penalized or disciplined in a way that they shouldn't be. Everybody should get to, I forget exactly how many different religions we have in, do you remember all of them? There's a lot, right? Like, it was a lot. So there are a lot of kids that do celebrate differently. So we just want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to, to observe without feeling guilty, or like they have all this extra homework, or that they have to get done the next day. They can't do they can't really celebrate as much, or if it's a sporting event, that we keep that in mind, that they aren't penalized if they miss a practice that day and don't get to play in a game. So it's really just making sure that everybody's treated equally. So I don't know, yes?
I did want to thank the committee for even thinking of doing it and for working on it. As someone who was not in the majority of the religions celebrated, I've spent many years having to, both as a professional and as a student, have to work around and not be able to fully enjoy or get penalized for things. And there are times, as we discussed in our other session, about, there are different times for people to learn how to manage their time. They should not have to do it on a holiday, when the people who enjoy celebrating the holidays that are prevalent in our community get a week off for each of them. So I'm just very thankful for not only bringing this to the forefront, but making it part of our system that those students can just freely observe and do. So from the bottom of my heart, being I wasn't even on the board when this was taken on, thanks to those of you who did all the research to take care of all our students. I really appreciate it.
I also just wanted to say, I appreciate the work and the effort to be inclusive of all the different students represented. I just wondering at what point we would include other holidays or decide not to include other holidays. I'm anticipating if anybody happens to get this, looks at it and says, well, my holiday's not on here, just a thought. Want to keep, make sure that's on everybody's radar, because we might get that.
Well, I think also, I think we haven't really, if we're, the public sees this and says, hey, what are the rules going to be? Like, we weren't even that far. We were just trying to, that's why it's cultural awareness. That in some ways, some of the issues that we've seen as a committee or we've experienced as just parents in the community, that often the big response back was, I didn't even know about that. Like, it was like, okay, so this is a way to kind of start helping with some of that as well.
Mrs. Fuller, I want to say to what these guys said, it's a work in progress, so if somebody comes forward and there's something that we missed, obviously we'll be open to opening it up again and adding it or whatnot, so thank you.
And the likely answer could be, we didn't even know about that. Right. Thank you so much. And it's not going to hurt anyone to not give homework on that. Like, nobody loses from that. So we'll, of course, include that into our.
Next up, we have policy. Mike.
Good evening again. I asked the board to approve, under the superintendent's recommendation, the first reading of the two policies listed.
Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
All motion. I'll second.
Questions or comments from the board? If not, I have some. Okay. So first up, just so the public knows, we have the school and facility names up as a first read. That policy hasn't been updated since 2010, so it's a good time to look at it. We also did have a staff request regarding a recommendation for naming, so that did prompt us to take another look at it, and you'll see, the public will get to see that before the next read, which will be January 18th, so a few days in advance of that, in case anybody has any thoughts or questions on that. The second one that's up for first read is is transgender students. The policy number is 5950. This is a first read, which essentially means that it's starting off the process. In January, we will be, we'll definitely announce. I know right now we have it down as January 18th for a second read. And that's when we would share out well in advance to the public the date that it's going to be for that meeting, for that second read, as well as we will make sure that that policy, the draft of it, is out to the public in advance. So people really have time to look it over, understand it, see the changes that have been made. This is a new policy number. I think, I just want to say that over the past few months, or 6 months maybe, we've really listened intently to the community members who have come out to speak at our meetings. For hours, we've been in meetings where we've talked, or we've listened to different viewpoints on it. We've also gotten a number of emails over the months. We know it's a highly sensitive topic. I want to thank Ms. Pell for your help in taking the lead, because I think you really did a wonderful job of hearing board members' input as well as the community and incorporating it in. I want to thank the board because I feel like it was a really good process. Like, I just feel like we worked very well together. I feel like everybody gave their input into it. There's still work. I think we're still in talks before the second read, but I do feel like I'm proud of how well everyone worked together and how respectful, because there are a variety of opinions on this topic, because like I said, it is a very sensitive topic. But similar to the comprehensive health policy and the health curriculum, where we worked together to draft something and then shared it with the community, got the community input, I think we're taking the same approach because we want to make sure that we're doing what's best for students. And you want to add anything, Mrs. Scully?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you again, Mrs. Scully. But yes, also, Diana, thank you, because you really compiled everybody and had patience. And I think, honestly, I've been around a long time. I would have to say this is really only the second time we've had to change a policy that was so heated in topics in the state and even in the country. And I as well, and I told Annette, Mrs. Foley this too, was so proud of how we worked together. And we didn't all agree at first, and that's fine, and we're not supposed to all agree. We're 9 people, we have our thoughts. But I loved how we worked together, and at the end of the day, I think all of us could say that we're really just concerned about having something that works for just our children, all our children. And I love that we critique things for our district, like we did with the health policy. And again, it's a work in progress, like anything else. If something comes up and we didn't think of it, or a situation, there's room for it to grow or add to it. But I think we did a great job, and I'm just proud of it. And of course, the community was a big part of that. So, and I thank them for their patience while we were working on it. And again, if the community feels they want to, share more in understanding the policy, we're open to that too. So that's it. Just thank you, and I appreciate everybody's help. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, this is probably just a more inside joke than anything, that for what it's worth, I know we all hoped for 0950 to be the number, but it had to be 5950 because 5,000 series is the students' series. But yes. And thank you.
Okay, we have finance next, Ms. Kate.
Good evening. We'd like to ask the board to take action on items 1 through 14, and we'd like to also make mention of 5 different donations that we received through the district, whether that be coats or from the Ed Foundation, or we received money for CARES so that we can assist families, as well as money for the Journal and Thespian Club. So we're very thankful.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
Motion. I'll second.
Any questions or comments from the board?
That was the nicest agenda item I've ever seen, is those 5 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
We're not used to money coming in, so very nice.
to thank everyone for all their generous donations, because it really will help to benefit our students. Any other questions or comments? Finance? We are going to move to public comments on agenda items and additional matters. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on matters of interest to the school community. Individuals wishing to speak must state their name and municipality of residence. Comments are limited to 3 minutes duration, but an individual may speak a second time after all others who wish to speak on the topic have been heard. All statements should be directed to the board president, and no participant may address or question board members individually. All speakers are requested to express themselves in a civil manner with due respect for the dignity and privacy of others whose legal rights may be affected. Please note, while it's not the board's intention to stifle comment on matters of legitimate concern, the public should be aware that if their statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, they may face personal liability to the injured party. If speakers are uncertain of the legal ramifications of their comments, the board urges them to seek guidance beforehand from their own legal advisor. Public comments? Okay. Then we're going to move to action on agenda items. We have curriculum and instruction, student services, personnel, including walk-in items, policy, and finance.
Ms. Vilas?
Yes.
Mr. Montone?
Yes.
Ms. Pell?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Warnicki?
Yes.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Foley?
Yes. Do we have any unfinished business? Any new business? Yes.
I went to the MAM's holiday chorus concert last night, and it was so beautifully done. And I know Ms. Ryder and the kids all worked really hard on it, so didn't see it. Go to the spring one.
Today they had some of the college students that are home on break come in to talk to the dance academy students about continuing their dance hobbies or activities at the collegiate level. So my daughter was there, and she said there was a good turnout, and all the kids asked great questions, and they were able to talk about not only their experience with dance, but also just the whole college experience, you know, what it was like making the transition, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think it's a great tradition that some of our staff members do. I know that both, you know, the kids have done with different academies and areas, STEM as well. So I know that the younger students seem pretty interested in just learning what that transition is going to be like for college and what to expect. And I feel like my daughter really enjoyed imparting the wisdom, especially like some of the struggles that she had. So I was really appreciative that Ms. Hufford invited the girls, and also your dad was there.
Yes, and I second that because I've got kids on both ends now. So one who actually participated being in college and giving back, and I have a younger student, daughter who's in the STEM Academy, who they get to hear from people in all different science fields and backgrounds, kids that graduated from here, and it's great because they can ask questions, you know, understand things. So I don't know if it happens in, you know, not even just the academies, but in other areas. I think even if it's career day, just throwing it out there, career day, maybe it's an opportunity to bring some of our college kids back just to talk about, you know, what they've learned, what they've done, like the field they're in. It might just be an opportunity, because I think the kids learn a lot, and it may or may not sway them in terms of the direction they head. So, yeah, great. I'm sorry.
I'd just like to give a shout out to our wonderful staff and our wonderful students for the door decorating that took place over the last week. Mike and I were in buildings all day today, and it was amazing to see some of the work that they put together. So thank you.
I was just going to say on that, and being a parent, I'm sure we can all say the reason I love that, and my daughter too also helped with STEM and came back and spoke, because the kids listen to everybody but their parents or an adult. So I love that it's children talking to kids, because they just think that they're so knowledgeable in these areas. So I love that. Regardless of whether the mom or dad say it, if the child says it to them, then I think there's so much growth in that, so that might be a good idea. Well, yes, they're adults only in certain areas, but yes, yes.
Yes. The shout outs for the performing arts in the district that my boys got to go see Puffs, the fall play at the high school, and not only is it great for them to see the older kids performing, but also obviously the older kids learn a lot from being in those performances, but in the subject matter that they chose, being Harry Potter, there were, I think, maybe not, but the kids my son's ages, younger, were really into that one specifically. I mean, they wouldn't normally ask to go to the high school play, and yet they were there. And also the Mams Band concert was fantastic. It actually had to be over 2 nights because the band is so gigantic there that they had to do 6th and 7th one night and 8th the other. If a third of those kids are in the high school concert band, I don't know where they're going to put them. Yeah, there's so many. It's wonderful. What else?
Okay, then we are going to move to executive session number 2. Be it resolved that a closed session be convened for the purpose of discussing privacy, personnel, and attorney-client matters. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the reason for confidentiality subsides. Although the board cannot guarantee it, the length of the executive session is estimated to be 45 minutes, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and proceed with business. Action will not take place. Can I get a motion and a second to enter executive session?
I'll motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.